Our headlines today. The BBC issues a personal apology to Donald Trump for the edited clip of his speech on Panorama, but rejects his demand for compensation.
Resident doctors in England will begin a 5-day walkout this morning, their second strike this year in a dispute over pay.
Successful asylum seekers will only be allowed to stay in the UK temporarily as part of a shake-up of the immigration system.
Good morning. Police are warning against buying e-scooters as Christmas presents after seizing hundreds being used illegally. I'll have all the details.
And whilst it'll be a dry, sunny, cold day for some, for others, Storm Claudia could bring a risk of flooding and some gusty winds. I'll step you through the details.
And we'll catch up with the likes of Sarah Cox and Newscast's Adam Fleming as they approach the end of their challenges for children in need ahead of tonight's appeal. Let's take a look at today's papers. The Times is leading on the results of a poll which suggests that just 33% of resident doctors support the latest strike action, which begins at 7 o'clock this morning. The Health Secretary has accused the British Medical Association of going against the wishes of its members after the Doctors' Union rejected a new package of reforms without consulting its members.
Let's have a look at the Telegraph reporting that Rachel Reeves has abandoned plans to introduce a so-called exit tax on assets sold by wealthy people leaving the UK. Telegraph isn't the only paper featuring a tax story this morning. The Financial Times reporting that Sir Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves have also ditched widely reported plans to increase income tax rates.
The iPaper reports that the Home Secretary will reveal tougher Denmark-style laws to crack down on illegal migration methods. The measures will include deporting 95% of failed asylum seekers and creating barriers to family reunions. The Daily Mail devotes its front page to the results of an independent review into the Sarah Sharif case, which identified multiple failings from agencies before her murder in 2023, after years of abuse by her parents. The paper highlights a finding that revealed the neighbours of the Sharif family had heard things which worried them, but were hesitant to raise concerns for fear of being seen as racist.
Today at 1, the government decides against raising income tax rates in this month's budget. The Chancellor had hinted she could break a manifesto promise not to raise taxes, but the BBC has confirmed she's now ruled out an income tax rate rise.
It is really important that we keep our promises and that we stand by our manifesto. We came into government with a broken economy, broken public services, but also broken trust in politics.
And also on the programme this lunchtime, resident doctors in England walk out on strike again, and in Scotland they're also balloting on industrial action. Jaguar Land Rover counts the cost of the cyber attack that shut down its production lines. It made a £485 million loss in the 3 months to September. Some councils warn the special educational needs system in England faces total collapse without major reform.
Keep going, you've done fantastically well and the nation is so proud of you.
And Prince William congratulates Radio 2's Sarah Cox as she nears the end of her 5 marathons in 5 days for children in need. Now, fly tippers have dumped a mountain of waste in a field in Oxfordshire. The pile of rubbish has appeared in an area close to the River Cherwell near Kidlington and is up to 150 metres long and 6 metres high. Buckingham Palace has released a new photograph of King Charles to mark his 77th birthday. It shows him holding a shepherd's crook on his Sandringham estate in Norfolk. Another image published in the latest Country Life magazine shows the King doing a light bit of pruning. And cannons have been fired to mark the monarch's birthday. Gun salutes took place in all 4 UK nations, including outside Buckingham Palace.
At 6, it's understood the Chancellor won't raise income tax in her crucial budget in just under 2 weeks' time. Speculation was rife. Rachel Reeves was willing to break a key election pledge. A former primary school teacher pleads guilty to sexually assaulting 2 boys at a summer camp and lacing sweets with sedatives. A 64-year-old man is arrested over claims an imposter posed as an admiral at a Remembrance Sunday event in North Wales. Met Office warnings for heavy rain are in force for parts of the UK as Storm Claudia blows in. And an epic 5 marathons in 5 days for Radio 2 DJ Sarah Cox, raising millions for children in need.
One of the UK's worst sex offenders jailed for life. Several people have been killed and a bus driver arrested after a crash in Stockholm. A man's been arrested after a fake Navy admiral attended a Remembrance Day event. The more the merrier for this couple, decking their home with 2 million lights, all for a good cause.
People go by and say, oh, it's lovely, it's coming on.
We keep trying to improve it, really, don't we? That's all.
Nice to see you doing it again.